Hi, this is going to be my last reflective journal entry, and this is for midwife 2030, labor, birth, and the immediate postpartum. And I'm making this video from my vehicle because I'm on call and staying close, so I might get called away, but I will try to make this at least 6 minutes. So I think for me, everything that I have learned in this class has been like a culmination of everything we've learned so far in our other classes that are required before this, plus kind of like taking what you're learning in your actual experience and like putting it together in a more organized format, which has been really nice. But I kind of found myself in a lot of situations where like I would know the answer, and I would know what I would say, but then I would have to go find a resource for it, and then finding like a primary resource for it to back it up that wasn't in the course readings or something I just knew from training was hard. So that was a struggle for me, and then just elaborating on some things, and that was probably harder for me than maybe other students in the course, because I did just recently have a concussion, and I think that personally, since it's a journal entry, I'll just say it, you know, whenever you work in this line of work, like you're kind of always concussed in a way. Like you're always like functioning at a lower brainwave capacity. Like you're kind of always in those like beta waves where you're like relaxing in between big adrenaline waves. And I think that's kind of like a concussion. Like you're relaxing as much as possible until you're in the pain of having like a headache that day or whatever, nausea that day, and then you're dealing with that. So to have both of that happening at the same time on top of schoolwork, this class being a 4-credit class, was really challenging, and I definitely questioned my commitment to my degree, especially because, not just because of this class, but because adding classes on top of what my job, sorry, somebody's, okay, never mind. So yeah, it was like not just questioning my future because of this course, but just didactic work in general, on top of clinical experiences, on top of being a mom, on top of everything else, because I came into the course 4 weeks late, or into the fourth, at the beginning of the 4th week, after the withdrawal add drop period had closed. So for me, and then the concussion happened, and then that was 3 more weeks. So it was like I was 7 weeks behind, and then trying to play catch up with like a brain that wasn't working properly, plus sleep deprivation. And I was like, here in Ohio, we don't even have to do this. Like we can just submit our experiences and have our preceptor sign, and then we do the PEP process, and then we become midwives. So keeping my commitment to this degree and just powering through the course, even though a lot of the material I knew already, I didn't have it known in my brain scholarly. So I had, you know, the information in my brain from, you know, other learnings, but it wasn't scholarly, because I didn't know like where to find resources. And like I could find 0 resources for cord cutting, 0 resources that were primary for cord cutting. I mean, that wasn't a requirement of that video. I don't think. I need to go check, because if it was, I need to attach some resources. And that's the thing, like I'm just scatterbrained, and then like sometimes I'll attach things in the comments, and then it's like you're supposed to use the resubmit option, and it's like, okay, well I learned that during this class, like save the links that you've already submitted in another tab, and then click resubmit, and then pull those. Like it's just been a lot. There's a lot in this course for a 4-credit class, and even though I may have known all of it, organizing it and putting it in this fashion to be more concise and why, like evidence-based why, was a challenge. Some things that I didn't know were the breech things. Like I said, I've never been to a breech birth before. I only just witnessed my very first 3 rescue breaths the other day. So there's some stuff like in here that I didn't know. that was really nice to know. I've got like a list here. Yeah, I did take my test, and my test was, I took it the first time. I took it, I think, 6 days late, and so I got a minor penalty for that. But I also only got, I think it was 76%. And then after the late penalty, it was like 72% or something. I'm not sure, but it still wasn't 80%. So I still do have to pass that test in order to pass this course. And I'm very intimidated by that because some of the questions on there, I don't remember learning in the materials. And that could be because I still have a couple assignments. Like I still have to do the interview with the midwife, delivering postpartum instructions, and like client handout for postpartum instructions. So I don't think that those are going to give me the answers. So I think I need to go back through and peruse through the course materials and the readings, just to do like a good study session. I plan to do that all day on Thursday and then test on Friday. So hopefully it will be 80%, but if it's not, I'm forgiving myself, because it's like, yeah, this has been my brain, like, yeah, it's still recovering. And I think that it would have recovered quicker had I stayed home more and not went back to work so fast. But at the same time, like, now the standard recommendation is to go back to work in your normal routines as quickly as possible, but just reduce screen time, because something about the blue light can trigger migraines. So I did end up back in the ER for a migraine. I thought it was a brain bleed. I thought my concussion had got progressively worse. One of my pupils was, this one was bigger than this one, and I automatically thought I had a delayed bleed. Went to the ER. And they're like, no, you're having an ocular migraine. Your brain is not bleeding. So that was scary. So then I was delayed a couple more days because of that. And it's just been a wild ride. So I'm very happy to wrap this up, and I'm very happy to pass this test. I really hope that I'm able to, and I hope that I'm able to retain everything that I have learned post-concussion. But it's always there to review. Like, you can always go back in and review your courses. So I feel like I'm going to do that, especially since I'm going to have to go back into this course to grab stuff to put in the next midwife class as well for the reflective journals. Anyway, thank you so much.